Most underrated services on Legiit. What's up, guys? Chris M. Walker back with you for the first time in a long time with a new YouTube video. And today what we're going to be talking about is 10 of the most underrated services on Legiit. So basically, I'm going to list what I believe to be some of the most underrated services. Now, Legiit has thousands of talented freelancers, and many of them make like a lot of sales and a full-time living selling their services, but I wanted to cover some that for whatever reason, they're new, maybe they just haven't caught on, maybe something else is going on there. But I wanted to highlight some of the ones that I've personally used that have done a great job, that are maybe just a little underrated and deserve a little bit more recognition. So just so you know that I'm not, being biased or anything like that, I have spent a lot of money at, there's a Scarface expression I like to use, but I don't want to get demonetized. But I've spent a lot of money on Legiit. So I just have that, having said that. So I think before we get into it, it's important too that I define how I'm defining underrated, because obviously that can mean different things to different people. So what I want to talk about, the criteria I'm going to be using to define underrated for the purposes of this video. And by the way, this is just going to be the first of many like this, because I started doing this and was going to do them all in one, and there's just way too many. So anyhow, it has to be something that I have personally purchased and used. There's a lot that I see that have tons of great reviews and great feedback and people love them, but I just, for whatever reason, I haven't needed them or I haven't used them myself. So this will have to be something that I have personally purchased and used on one of my sites or businesses or so on. The vendor has to have completed less than 100 orders in total. That's just to kind of make it so it's not someone that's getting, like, it's not a brand new service from an experienced seller, That way it's something that's genuinely underrated and not just something that's going to kick off in time. The individual service, it must have less than 10 reviews. If it has more than that, then it's kind of hard to say that it's underrated because it's rated, and it can't be anyone on staff at Legiit, which means me or any of the other staff members who, by the way, are all active freelancers and customers on Legiit too. We believe in doing everything via our community. So let's get into it. What I'm going to do is show the title of the service and then the thumbnail of it, and then I'll go and grab a link to the page so you can see that as well. So the first one is HARO Link Building, proven and tested with glowing testimonials. What this is a help a reporter out link building service, and I've been using this to get some really, really powerful links to a couple of my sites. There's actually two services like this I've been using, but and they're both great, but the other one didn't qualify for the criteria. So let me grab the link so you can see what that service looks like. So this is that service, and as you can see, you can get 1 or 3 or 5. And as you can also see, it's a little bit more expensive, but these are probably the most powerful links that you can really get. So that's service number 1. Number 2 is competitor and backlink analysis, keyword research, and comparison. So basically what this is, this is something I actually asked this freelancer to create for me because I needed it at the time. I got it because I had like a high dollar client in a niche that links were really hard to come by. And that site's competitors had some really strong links, and I needed to get like an analysis to see what they had that I didn't and what I could possibly also get. So I got this, and he really over-delivered because he gave me not only the link gap report, but an overall in-depth audit with all the stuff there that you see listed as well. And you can check that service out here. So, and these are all going to be linked in the description, guys, but I thought I would go ahead and do that for you as well. So this is the service that I used for that. And as you can see, it's gotten a few reviews, but it hasn't really kicked off like it deserves to. The next one is Jarvis AI blog post, and I think that's technically called Jasper now because, anyway, I'll keep my opinion to myself on that, but this is pretty straight. Basically, I have like a lot of blogs and affiliate sites and a lot of ideas for content that I don't have time to write, and to be honest, I don't always have time for writers as well. So what I did was I got this person to set up I didn't get him, but he has a service where he generates AI content, and it's actually really good, and it's been ranking pretty well for me. So It's cheap, and the turnaround time is really, really good. So, you can get a good sized blog post, and if you pay a little extra, he'll also do a server optimization on it. So you can see I've used it several times, and it's well worth the money. So that's that one. The next one is pretty straightforward. I'm not a good typist. I have someone on my team that helps me with proofreading and editing and things like that, but sometimes she's not around, or sometimes she's too busy, or I just have something I need more. So I use this service, and I literally just send him a blog post, and he'll send me back the corrections, and I'll make them. It's really that simple. It's an underrated service because it's something that people think they can do themselves, but the truth is you really can't. So check this one out. I've used it 3 times, I think, and I've been very happy with it all 3 times. So try that service out. That's the next one. Next up is repurpose your content into tons of pieces. Now what the service does is you basically give him a blog post or something like that. And this, by the way, this freelancer does a great job in general, but this is a service I wanted to highlight. And he'll turn it into reels, tweets, blog, or social media posts, blogs, whatever. You can also give him a video and go that direction with it. It's really, it's just a great service. It's something that there are tools that can do it, but in my experience, those tools don't do a good job, and the output needs a lot of work. So I'd rather just give it over to this guy who's going to give basically for, $300, less than $300 is going to give me a month worth of content from one post. So you really just cannot beat the value that you're going to get from this. Next up, we have become a thought leader on LinkedIn. Now, this guy Legiit has been running my LinkedIn for almost a year now, and traffic has grown something like 900%, but he's also gotten me more connections, more engagement, more followers, grown our brand, and he's just done a phenomenal job creating content for it. And his professionalism and communication, they're really unmatched. Like, the report he gives you is the most thorough thing I've ever gotten from all the people I've hired to do social media over the years. So he really does a great job. This is a great service, and it pays for itself because, one lead and that pays off, and it's more than paid for itself. So give this service a try. I really can't recommend the freelancer or the service enough. For this next one, if you follow Legiit on Instagram or TikTok, you have seen the content that this young lady makes. She does a great job. I don't really have to do anything. She knows the niche. I order, and she makes the videos. She edits them. She comes up with the content, the captions, the strategy. She even records them. And it's not something where she has to be in them if that's not exactly what you're looking for. Like, she does product TikToks and reels and stuff, and she just does a phenomenal job, and she's very, very professional. So this is a great service that if you do any kind of social media, you absolutely need to be using. So you can check that out here. And she also has a few other versions of the service depending on your needs, but I can't say enough good stuff about this one. She does a great job, and it's a great service. The next one, I wanted to get this freelancer in there because I have a feeling he's not going to qualify for this list much longer. But every time I've needed something, he's stepped up and made a service to do it. And I told you in an earlier entry about a client that I had in a particular niche that was really hard to do traditional marketing for. And one of the things he needed was email marketing with Shopify and Klaviyo. And truth is, I don't know how to do that, but I wanted to get it done for him. So this service stepped up, Amit stepped up, and he did a great job, and we got the client a huge ROI on his email campaign, and he's been very, very happy with us. So it's a great service from a great freelancer that you can check out at this particular page right here. So there's that one, and it's really just a great service. If you're doing e-commerce, you need to check this out, and you need to check out his services in general. We got one more for you. Actually, we have 2 more for you. My apologies. Counting. Maybe I need to get someone to edit my counting as well. But this one is YouTube SEO. Rank your videos on the first page of YouTube. I think that's pretty straightforward. This young man, I keep calling people young man and young lady. I guess I'm getting old. This gentleman messaged me about a week or 2 ago and asked me what he could list on Legiit. So I asked him about his skills and what he liked to do. And he said he was good at ranking YouTube videos. So I gave him a try on one of my older videos that was a product review for an internet marketing product with a lot of search volume and a lot of really talented competition. And he took it from ranking number 7 to number 3 in about a day. And he just does a great job. I mean, it's very reasonably priced. And if you do anything with YouTube SEO, you want to try this service out. So this is the service there. I actually have one ongoing with him, and I'm going to use it on this video that you're watching right now as well. So check that service out if you want to get your YouTube videos ranked. Now I have one more for you, and that is create a high converting funnels with Clickfunnels, Leadpages, Unbounce, or WordPress. This one, I mean, it's again pretty self-explanatory, but basically I've used this service 3 times. One of them was on a product that I had another funnel built for me that cost me $15,000, and this one converted better. I had them create another one for Legiit that was helping us bring in agency owners, and that converts at around 60%. And the fact is, this service costs less than $200. Usually, if you're going to get a funnel builder, you're going to pay tens of thousands because, well, anyway, they cost a lot of money, a lot of time, but this guy is going to do a great job. He's very particular about his work and very much a perfectionist. He communicates well, and he really, really does a great job. It's a great service. So if you're doing any kind of funnel, then you absolutely need to use this service. So there you have it, the first 10 most underrated services on Legiit. We're going to do this again soon. Linked in the description, you will find a blog post that has all of these contained in it. So if you want to check that out, and then just check out my blog in general, we've been putting out a lot of content there. You'll find all of these services linked there. And you should also like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what other types of services you'd like to see highlighted. Let me know what kind of content you'd like. And most of all, take care of yourself and figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. My name's Chris M. Walker, and I will talk to you again soon.